We generally treat time as a straight line, and events like Navratri as simple dates on a cultural calendar. But the Vedic texts approach time differently. They describe a cyclical wheel of karma, physically driven by the strict mathematical movements of the planets. The issue is that these planetary orbits don't always align perfectly. They experience turbulence, shifting in and out of harmony, which creates severe stress points in our cycle of time. Vedic science posits that the massive atmospheric storms we observe on Jupiter ripple through the subtle gravitational and energetic fields of the solar system. When these planetary giants move erratically, a state known as atichari, the resulting cosmic tension creates a resonance here on Earth. This friction manifests as biological and environmental volatility, often appearing as sudden spikes in disease, natural disasters, and widespread societal unrest. Nature provides a recurring window to stabilize against this volatility. 4 times a year, the planetary alignment shifts to allow a recalibration of the human system. Navratri is this specific interval, a designated period where we use heightened environmental energy to recenter our mental and physical states, fortifying ourselves against the incoming planetary storms. To actually use this time properly, we have to read it like a cosmic weather forecast. The system is set up to tell us exactly when the celestial storms will hit and precisely what we need to do to protect ourselves. The engine driving this entire weather system relies on the relative mathematical movement between 2 primary forces, the sun acting as the ultimate source of creation, and the moon, which governs maintenance and destruction. We can measure this solar engine directly. Looking at this vintage solar photograph, the sunspots you see are physical evidence of the massive energy outputs that dictate earthly cycles. That intense creation energy interacts with the opposing pull of the lunar surface, as seen in the heavy cratering along the moon's terminator line. This push and pull specifically dictates the exact timing of the festival windows. This dynamic creates Shunya Rashi, or zero zones. In this animated zodiac wheel, specific wedges hollow out into astrological vacuums. During Chaitra Navratri, the sign of Aquarius zeroes out, allowing us to wipe past life fears clean with new energy. Then, in the autumn for Ashwin Navratri, the zero zone moves to Scorpio. Scorpio holds our suppressed, heaviest emotions. When this sign empties out, especially under the direct gaze of a retrograde Saturn, it acts as a massive flush for our darkest psychological baggage. Nature engineers these zero zones as targeted pressure release valves, mathematically timed to help humanity clear out accumulated emotional and karmic weight. Once the timing is set by the zero zones, we get a highly specific diagnostic readout based on the exact day of the week the festival begins. This acts as a start day matrix. The ruling planet of that specific starting weekday dictates the symbolic vehicle the goddess arrives on. It functions as a tightly coded omen, telegraphing exactly how the incoming cosmic weather will impact Earth over the next season. If the first day falls on a Sunday or Monday, ruled by the sun or moon, the goddess arrives on an elephant. This is a positive omen, signaling an upcoming period of heavy stability, auspicious energy, and prosperity. But if the festival begins on a Tuesday or Saturday, ruled by Mars or Saturn, she arrives on a horse or a rooster. Looking at the imposing rings of Saturn, you get a sense of its heavy, restrictive energy. This omen is a clear warning of impending political warfare, sharp power shifts, and societal infighting. And if the start day is a Thursday or Friday, ruled by Jupiter or Venus, the vehicle is a palanquin or dholi. This signals severe physical disruptions, specifically warning of incoming epidemics and significant natural disasters. During the secret Gupta Navratri, practitioners use a spatial grid to defend against planetary threats. This 360-degree compass grid maps ruling planets to their coordinates, assigning the 10 Mahavidyas to specific points to visually build a protective shield around you. Whether it's reading the calendar day or orienting to the compass, these practices are precise tools. They offer immediate readouts of incoming cosmic threats and identify the exact spatial shields required to block them. Because the universe operates on strict cyclical protocols, the timing of Navratri gives us a highly predictable intersection. It tells us exactly when our defenses are down and our vulnerability is at its highest. When the start day matrix delivers a dark omen, like a Thursday start warning of disease, passive observance isn't enough. Human action is required to counteract that specific energy, achieved through the precise, scientific chanting of the text known as the Durga Saptashati. This chant functions as a layered sealing sequence. First, the kavach encases the practitioner in a defensive layer. Then, the argala bolts that protection in place. And finally, the kilak anchors the entire field, ensuring the spiritual state remains undisturbed by outside turbulence. Executing this precise protocol binds the practitioner's internal energy. It acts as an energetic vault, subduing the chaotic planetary forces and protecting the individual from the unavoidable, degrading weather of the Kali Yuga. We cannot stop the planets from moving. We can't escape the cosmic storms that their turbulence generates. But by utilizing the timing and protocols of Navratri, we are given the exact architectural blueprint needed to build an impenetrable spiritual shelter.